Hey guys, it's Steve-O. I hope everything is going well with you and that you are taking care of yourselves and the ones that you love. I'm going to be doing another vlog, which I think I'm going to start naming this kind of series a boy and his vlog. And if you understand that reference, please let me know in the comments down below, because I will award you a couple cool points. I want to try and get out here and just do shorter stuff. I tend to be pedantic, long-winded, and go on forever about things. So in interest of not doing that, I want to do something short like this. So I have no idea where this video will end up, but I want to keep it ideally at 5, but definitely under 10. So first and foremost, as I said, I hope everything's going well with you. You're taking care of yourselves and the ones you love. Let me know down below if you're interested, how everything's going, if you're excited about the season change like I'm not, because I love the winter. So again, in the interest of making this as short as possible, I've selected 3 things to try to focus on. And the first thing I want to do is share a Bible verse with you. And normally I don't like to use my phone, but this is one of the good things about technology, is I can do stuff like this instead of carrying a Bible or a piece of paper and risk ruining it. So I want to be kind of silly. I'm going to try and keep everything in this as silly as I can. So this is one of, if not my favorite verses, and it's definitely one of my favorite Proverbs, and it's definitely something that pertained to me in my past life, and now as a Christian even more so. So this is Proverbs 12:1, which reads, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." I was stupid and arrogant most of my life, and I've been trying to work that into a couple of my Bible projects, but it seemed too aggressive or assertive, and I didn't feel comfortable putting it in there. So I just thought that was cool. And the interesting thing is, I'm going to tie that to the third point in a moment. So just remember that. I don't want to spoil it, so to speak. My second thing I want to do, I said I want to share a Bible verse with you, which I did. I want to share something about myself, which I'm going to do, and then I'm going to issue my challenge to you all. Something about myself, which, again, trying to keep this funny and silly, but personal, and again, give me a little bit of a chance to talk, as I like to do, so not something super short. I am a Marine Corps veteran. I went to boot camp in Parris Island, 3rd Battalion, so we bleed blue. And I was in a unique situation in that I spent my 22nd birthday at boot camp. So while I was there for 3 months or 13 weeks, one of the days was my birthday. And I remember the day we got there, our drill instructors asked who has a birthday here. Now, for context, I didn't know this at the time. They have what we call alpha rosters, which are just a roster, which means they know who has birthdays. So they're asking you to see if you're going to tell them or if you're going to try to hide it, which is just day one. And so I tell them about it and think nothing of it, because that, again, at boot camp, those are the things you don't think about, what day it is, your birthday and all that. So literally, we're going through boot camp one day, and it's just, we have a lull in activity, so to speak, where normally drill instructors have, what to us as a recruit we think is downtime, they have it planned. So we get to a place, we may have 15 minutes there that we think, oh good, we're early, we're gonna get to rest. Well, no, they know we were gonna be there 15 minutes early, so they have that plotted out. So taking all that into, and I didn't even think about how personal this was from my drill instructor. Like, again, in a you'll see in a moment, in a weird twisted way, they took the moment to personalize me, remember my day, and then make this remove what would have been like learning book knowledge, as we used to say, reading books or material. They did this instead. So my drill instructor comes out of his hatch and everyone get online, and so let me see, is that okay? So we all get on the line on each side of the squad bay, and we stand, position of attention. And this was drill instructor Staff Sergeant Cedeno, and he was about this tall and probably shorter. That's with his cover on. That would probably gave him some height. So he walks up, and again, just because I'm tall and looking up at the position of attention and he's short, when I look down, it's him looking up at me at the top. So he's got to have his cover up high enough to look up. So he's basically looking straight up at me, and he walks up, and I'm going to try not to swear, but there were cuss words in here, and I may like put the short, clean version because I don't want to cuss, but he just walks up and looks up at me, and I have no idea what's going on. He's like, "You thought I forgot, didn't you, B word?" And you'd never, as a Marine, or as a recruit, I should say, "I don't know." You're not allowed to refer to yourself as I or me. So I'll grab my stick for a little bit of support. What you are instructed to say instead of "I don't know" is, "This recruit cannot recall at this time, sir." So that's what I say, and he's like, "BS, you know." And I'm like, again, "This recruit was instructed but cannot recall at this time, sir." And he's like, "Good, get outside right now." And just for, I don't know if how inappropriate this is, so I apologize, but I'm only gonna say this once. My last name is Orzechowski. One of the things that Marines don't do is say that. They're not gonna, that's a whole lot of wording and letters and stuff, so they shorten it in various ways throughout my Marine Corps time. So they called me Recruit Orgy instead of Orzechowski. So he's like, "Recruit," and I'm not gonna say it again, "Recruit, oh, get down there." So I run downstairs, which I don't want to get on too long. So I run down, and they have what we called sand pits, which is what kids would call a sandbox. We called it the sand pit or quarter deck outside because they would have us do physical training in there, which was annoying because you're rolling around doing push-ups, crunches, and there's sand everywhere. And when you're shooting up really fast, it's flying, it's on your hands, it's getting in your, so it's not fun for a Marine Corps recruit. So I get out there, he's waiting for me, and I'm standing at the position of attention. He's like, "Go stand over here outside of the sand pit." So that's weird. Again, I have no idea what's going on. And so he's like, I'm standing there, and he's like, "You thought I forgot, didn't you?" Again, and I'm like, "This recruit was instructed by Kenner call at this time." He's like, "It's your birthday, recruit." And I don't know what to say. "Aye, sir." He's like, so he's like, "You want to have a birthday party?" And this is where, at that time, you should not say this as a recruit, but I was a little older. Again, I was 21 when I got there and turned 22 as opposed to 18 or 19. So not mature, but more mature than most. And I was at that point where I didn't know what was going on, so I was getting frustrated. And one of the ways you can defiantly get back at your drill instructor and challenge them is things like this, where normally the answer would be no. And I know the answer is no, but because I want to challenge him for once, he's, "Do you want to have a birthday party?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Good. Go back up there and grab 2 of your buddies, and they're going to come down here and celebrate with you." And so I'm thinking we're going to be all in the sand pit together. So I go up, first 2 Marines I see, and to this day, I don't remember who it was. It's, you, come on. Get down to the quarter deck right now. So we go down, get there, and he's like, no, get out, stand. And I'm like, okay. So he's got me standing there at the position of attention, and he's then goes on to what we would colloquially and endearingly call crush these recruits in the sand pit for about 5 to 10 minutes, which is, if you don't know, they say push-ups. You start doing push-ups, crunches, you spin do crunches, you do shuttle hops, you get up to shuttle hops. So exercise after exercise nonstop for 5 minutes in the sand, in the heat. And so what I didn't know is, so as he starts them, the moment he gets them, good push, he's like, "Sing, recruit," to me. And I'm like, "Sir?" And I started to say, this recruit was, but I didn't even know what to say. He's like, "Sing happy birthday to yourself." And I'm like, "Sir?" He's like, "Not sir, sing happy birthday, recruit." So I'm sitting there at the top, and again, so you don't talk like I am now, and I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to have people yelling, coming out here because some guy is screaming in the forest. But at the top of my lungs, "Happy birthday to you," at the position of attention, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday, recruit, oh, that I'm not going to say, happy," for about 10 minutes. Then he's like, "How's your birthday party? You liking it, recruit?" "Sir, yes, sir." Which again, you yell, and that's the moment you look at them, you look them in the eye like you're not supposed to, and you say it. And he's, "Oh, good. Go back up and grab 3 more of your friends, recruit. Run upstairs. Let's go. Just get down to quarter deck right now." "Why?" No, just get down." So we go down, same thing. "Nope, get back out." So what he's essentially having me do is go up group after group to get more recruits. Bring them all down to where eventually we're out there for about 2 hours, where I had the whole platoon down there. And then again, what made it awful, but in a beautiful, kind of cynical way, was they hated me after that because, again, we don't know at that time that if we weren't doing that, they would have had us out there for another reason. So they just used me as an excuse. But everyone was so mad at me for a good solid week because they had me out there for my birthday. But what was worse is I'm just standing there yelling. So I'm pristine and clean, and they're covered in sand and sweat and dirty and gross and mad and angry. It was a beautiful time. So going back to the Bible verse, they talked about correction, knowledge, discipline. I think they, depending on the version, they use fool and wisdom. So the third thing I want to do here, and this is going to be a lot shorter, thank goodness. I'll make sure to timestamp it so you can skip ahead if you want. This is something I'm doing with my life, and it has, I don't know another way to say it, but literally, spiritually helped me rebuild my life from the bottom up, and it's a very slow process. So if you're a new Christian, try this. If you are a seasoned Christian, I just encourage you to find maybe one of these examples you may have not known, something new, explore, look, but maybe you are a seasoned Christian, but you come to something that you know the definition, but you say, you know what? I haven't lived up to that myself. I could, something. So just challenge yourself to get closer to Jesus every day. As I say, I want to go to bed closer to Jesus than when I woke up, and I hope this will help you maybe do the same. So those terms redefine through the Bible. And some of you, this may be a no-brainer. This may be, I'm not a very Christian-y person. I say I'm the world's worst Christian in my understanding of Christianity. So this may be the common duh thing, but if not, everything. I look for what it means to love somebody, what it means to be a neighbor, a father, a fool, what it means to have discipline. And this is what I'm saying, redefine it through the Bible, because all of my life, I thought I knew all of those things, what it meant to be a father, a good person, a bad person, a good husband. All of these things I thought I knew, but what I knew were the words of man. And I'm going to share another Bible verse. I'll step out. I'll put it up by the sun, by Isaiah, where it talks about at the end. And what I'm getting at is, I was wrong. I'm listening to people, and this is where I tell my daughters this. Challenge me where if I say something that's not in the Bible or against the Bible, tell me. I want to define everything from the Bible, what it means to be a fool, a good person, a godly person, because I know what I knew all of my life, or and in hindsight, I know what I thought were those things. I know what humans and, dare I say, false idols that I worshipped instead of God, that again defined these things. A person defined what it meant to be disciplined, and that may have been a schoolmate, it may have been a neighbor, I may have saw it in a movie, I may have read it in a book, but it wasn't biblical. And so I challenge you to try to redefine your life biblically. And I don't want to be super condescending, but if you are the kind of person rolling your eyes, that you may be the exact kind of person that needs to do something like this. And because again, there's that kind of ego or in the moment that sometimes we think we're above that, but every time I know how patient I am, how wise I am, how right I am, how calm I'm being, how disciplined I'm being, how understanding, how willing I am to see that other perspective. The moment I take back and look at things biblically, it's not even that I always did things wrong, bad, but wow, I could have done this, that, and the other thing so much more better and more biblically defined and rooted. Again, and for a lot of people, there will be a lot less of a uprooting and disturbance, but for people like me going 40 years into, again, not only not being a Christian prior, being so distant and separated from God that even sometimes now I don't understand why he accepts me back, or confrontational, antithetical, to the point again where I don't understand why God accepts me for a lot of the things that I did. So I was going to try and keep this under 10 minutes. And 5 plus 10 is 15, and we're at about 15 minutes. So I hope everything's going well with you. You're taking care of yourselves and the ones you love. Go easy and go with God. And if you have anything you'd like me to pray about, pray for you, let me know in the comment section below. But again, go easy and go with God. take selfies, but check out this accessory nature's given me. That's kind of nice of you, nature, but sorry, I'll leave you here.